Hello and welcome to my awesome health journey. I am Brett Dupree and this is my weekly update. This week has been interesting to me overall because it hasn't been a bad week, but it hasn't been particularly good in a way. I don't know. I think when it comes to working on everything, some days, some weeks, some days, some hours I feel good, and some I just feel bad. And this is kind of one where I feel like I feel bad. But I don't feel bad in the sense where I'm like depressed and sad and stuff. I just don't feel like I'm doing enough and succeeding enough. Like my budget's all freaking out of whack. I did do a study on Wednesday at Renton Rainier Clinical Center. Give my name if you check them out. I get $100 if they put you in a trial. They have one for cholesterol right now. Also, type 1 and type 2 diabetes. You can make a little bit of money, which I did. Put these things on my shoulders that collected blood samples. I didn't sign an NDA. And it was interesting. But that gave me a little extra money, so that will help my budget a little. But I feel like I made a goal this month to be better with money, and it's the 13th, and I'm already pretty much out of spending cash. I have a little bit left. I have a little bit more once the money goes through my bank account. But so this has me thinking, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Worrying too much about it, and my eating hasn't been great this week. Yesterday, I ate a little too much where I felt tired. I didn't feel sick, or my stomach didn't bulge. And I think that's one of the weird parts about being on a GLP-1 is it's really hard to dictate what overeating feels like, because before it was really easy. Now I just my stomach just takes less food, or maybe my stomach's just smaller from not consistently filling it up all the time. Maybe that's what's happening. I don't know. And but at that clinical study, I weighed myself and I didn't like the weight. But at the same time, I'm still better. I've been putting things in perspective the best I can, especially looking at where I was a year ago to looking where I am now. Like a year ago, I worked out and I was celebrating zero point 0.7 miles at, in 22, 23 minutes at Orange Theory. And on Thursday, I was celebrating being able to do a mile in 28 minutes at 2.2 miles per hour, not having to quit because my ankle's been bothering me. And I was really happy. But I was at 0.75 miles around that 22 to 23 mile. I was beyond what I did last year. So me with my bum ankle, not feeling great, being and I barely feel like I pushed myself. In the sense of my body, my heart rate while on the treadmill was at 122 to 128 and just fluctuating there. And last year when I was doing that, 2 miles per hour thing, I was getting green. I was not green. I was getting orange. I was at 150. So the effort it takes for me to do 2.2 miles per hour now is a lot less than it was last year. In fact, my heart rate actually went up when I went on the floor exercises because I'm able to push myself harder and able to do more things. And I did one-legged lunges. I'll say it. I weighed 428 pounds on Wednesday at the clinic. All scales are different. So that's over 400 pounds on one leg. And I did 12 lunges, 3 sets on each leg. I did 12 sets on one leg. That's a lot of freaking weight. I don't know how much my one leg weighs. Maybe it's 100, even if it's 100 pounds, that's still 300 pounds on one leg. That's a lot. My butt, I thought my butt was going to be sore, but it was tired. It actually felt pretty good. But, that's what you got to keep on putting perspective. Somebody posted, I've seen this thing of a guy with his head down and lemons are shooting at him, and he has one of those push presses and lemonade maker on the other side. And that's how I kind of feel about this health journey. Because, I even saw this thing on TikTok. It's like, people who lose weight slowly and lose weight quickly have pretty much the same freaking results. Well, thank you for that, sharing that. That made me feel great. Since I'm losing weight very slowly in comparison to the past. And, I was hoping, studies would show it's better for the long run. But apparently it's not. And that was like disheartening. And then, I don't know. I just think sometimes it gets overwhelming. Sometimes I get sick of it. Sometimes I'm just tired of it. And I think this week was one of those weeks where I'm like, am I succeeding in life? Am I doing a good job? Am I, sibling, like, someone online was posting how, like, they have burnout. And it's like, yeah, I know the feeling. Life is just what life is sometimes. And this week wasn't my best week, but it wasn't bad. I wasn't depressed. It's not like I was sitting down doing nothing, scrolling on TikTok. I did watch a lot of TikToks. I started catching up on One Piece. I started playing more of the Unicorn Overlord game that I bought, and it's really fun. I'm having a good time. I'm going out with a friend today and having a good time. So I'm not doing bad, right? It's just there's always this feeling that I could be doing more. And I think part of it's fighting that feeling because I want to be happy in a way that sometimes feels impossible. And I know from the past and like my learnings on personal growth, personal development, that pressure can lead to sadness. And I think that's what's getting to me. That pressure of I should be doing something different than I am now. I should be doing better than I am now. I should have more money in my bank account. I shouldn't be spending so much on stuff I don't really need. I went to a bakery that I saw on TikTok where like, oh, please, my mom is struggling. And then I got some things, and to be honest, I think they sucked. I think it was a terrible bakery. I'm not going to say what it is, but man, I did not like any of the 4 things I got. And then I'm upset that I ate all 4 things. And it's just, So, on a whole, I'm doing fine. And I guess it's nice to get that out there. I mean, I guess that's why I do these videos, right? Is to get my thoughts out there. And for some reason, this helps me. And the thought of someone watching this and thinking, that helped me. And I got a message like that of someone saying that, And I also got some message of some guys like, it'll help you with the ladies losing weight. It's like, duh. I know that. Everybody knows that. It's not hidden in this society that we live in that being not fat helps with dating. That's not a mystery. I grew up in the 90s and 80s where just being fat and wanting to date was the punchline of a joke. So yeah, I know if I lost 120, 200, if I lost 200 pounds, I would probably find a lot of more women interested in me. That's just life. I know that. But, I can't focus on that because I can't lose that weight very fast, and I don't want to diet again because I know that I'll just probably feed into my little eating disorder, and then I'll be back to where I was, and I don't want to be back there again. But I do know that I do need to put a bigger emphasis on my intuitive eating. Maybe I'm trying to do too much with working on my mental health, and then dating, and then physical health, and budgeting. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on myself. Or maybe I'm doing just fine and being too hard on myself. So, pick one. Which one do you think it is in the comments? Yeah, like and subscribe. Anyway, thank you for listening to my weekly update rant. I do love you for who you are because I do appreciate you for being, if you hear this, I do appreciate you. And you are worthy.